Hey, have you seen really big buildings or projects that make you wonder why they were even made? Today, we're going to look at some of the biggest but most confusing projects out there. Think about spending a lot of money on huge things that don't really do anything. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Get ready to be surprised as we check out these big things and learn why they were built. Are you up for a trip to see some really big but not so useful stuff? Let's dive in and take a look together. Project 1. The Ryugyong Hotel in Pyongyang, North Korea. Kicking things off, we've got the Ryugyong Hotel in North Korea, also known around the world as the Hotel of Doom. It's this massive hotel that looks like a giant pyramid, reaching way up into the sky. Now you might think, wow, that sounds pretty cool. But here's where things get tricky. Even though they started building it, they never actually finished making it ready for guests. So for the longest time, this huge hotel just stood there, empty and not used for anything. It's kind of like building a huge Lego set and then leaving it half done. The Ryugyong Hotel is a perfect example of a big plan that just didn't come together. Every time people see this huge, unusual building, they can't help but ask lots of questions about why it's even there. Project 2. The New South China Mall in Dongguan, China. Next, we've got the New South China Mall right in Dongguan, China. Imagine this. Back in 2005, it opens up and it's the biggest mall ever. Everyone thought it would be packed with people, stores selling all sorts of cool stuff, and families having a great time. But it didn't work out that way. Instead of being full of life, the place was super quiet. The stores, they were mostly empty, with hardly anyone around to buy anything. It's like planning the biggest, coolest party ever, but then nobody shows up. Pretty strange, huh? This giant mall was supposed to be a busy spot for loads of shoppers, but most days, it just ends up being a huge, quiet space. Project 3. Ciudad Real Central Airport in Spain. Imagine spending a mountain of money, more than 1 billion euros, to build a massive airport, expecting it to buzz with people and planes zooming everywhere. That's what they thought would happen with Ciudad Real Central Airport in Spain. But guess what? The crowds and planes didn't come. Now it's like a giant hall of echoes, mostly silent except for the sound of footsteps. It's as if you threw a huge party, baked an enormous cake, and then waited and waited, but no one showed up. This airport is a big reminder that sometimes even the grandest plans can end up quiet and empty. It's a story about how big dreams sometimes stay just dreams, and things don't always turn out how we hope. Project 4. The Bridge to Nowhere in Alaska, USA. Now let's talk about a famous bridge in Alaska known as the Bridge to Nowhere. Picture this: a massive bridge getting built to connect the small town of Ketchikan to an airport on a nearby little island. It seems like a good idea to make traveling easier, right? But here's where things get interesting. After spending loads of money to begin building the bridge, they suddenly decided to stop and not finish it. This decision got a lot of people upset because so much money was used, and they started questioning if the bridge was even needed. So the construction was halted, and what's left is this huge, unfinished bridge that leads to nowhere. It serves as a big lesson to really think it through before pouring money into huge projects. Project 5. The Aero Train in France. So the last project we're talking about is this awesome idea for a train called the Aero Train, right in France. Picture this: a train that doesn't touch the ground but glides over it, super fast, from the 60s and 70s. People were really excited because it sounded like something from a sci-fi movie and was going to make traveling super quick and futuristic. Sadly, it didn't go as planned. The technology was pretty advanced and cool, but for some reason, they couldn't get it to be something everyone could use. Now, what's left is just the tracks where they tried it out, sitting there as a memory of what could have been a huge leap into the future of travel. It's like having a glimpse into a tomorrow that never arrived. And that's it. Everyone, we've looked at some really big projects around the world that didn't turn out as planned. They all started off with huge hopes, but didn't end up doing much. It's pretty cool to see the big things people try to build, even if they don't always work out. If you liked hearing about these big building oopsies, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you won't miss our new videos. Got any thoughts or know about other big projects that were a bit of a flop? Tell us in the comments. We love hearing what you think.